In this video, I'm going to be going over some slightly technical and often overlooked elements to running email campaigns. We're going to be looking at increasing deliverability and essentially both saving and making more money. If more emails are received by your prospects, then more will be opened and more people will be drawn into your funnel. I use Builderall for sending out my emails, that's my autoresponder. And at present I'm running some tests around best practices which I'll delve into in a later case study. But for now, sit back, follow along and make sure you let me know how this all works out for you. Also, if you'd like to take up a free trial for Builderall and join my team of affiliates, I'll leave a link below in the description for a 14-day free trial. Once you've activated the trial, I'll even send over some resources like email swipes, done for you funnels, and other strategies that can make you money. Enjoy. Okay, so there's a few ways to go about this process. You don't have to follow this exactly as far as the steps go, but some of them you do have to do sequentially. So what we'll do first is we'll start from Builderall and we'll go into the DNS Manager. So from in here is where you'll manage the DNS records. If you're not seeing your domain over here, the way you connect it up is you jump into the Cheetah website builder. So we'll actually do this as an example. So I'll use one of these domains that I don't use anymore. We'll go for Marketing Academy. I might actually be able to use this one. So what we want to do, this is from Namecheap. This is where I buy my domains. You can buy them through Builderall, but I've seen that they're just a bit more expensive and I prefer the customer service through Namecheap. So that's why I use them. I've bought many domains for these guys. So you're going to go custom DNS. Now let's just connect up this site. So you go to the kebab menu. That's what the 3 dots menu is called. You go to the kebab menu, connect domain, type in the domain and hit connect. So now what we need to do is take these name servers and tell Namecheap that that's where we want to put them. So you just copy the top one, you pop that in here, you copy the second one, and you pop that in here. So there's a process called propagation, which is where it all links up in the back end. They say that it takes up to 48 hours. There it is, up to 48 hours. I've never had it take up to 48 hours, so I'm not too concerned about that. So I'd usually just disconnect that now because that would be all linked up. If I don't want to use that domain to hold these websites, to host these websites, sorry. And if I just want to use it to be sending emails from the back end. So we go back into Cheetah. I'm interested to see whether that will even show up. Let's have it. All right. So we need to have an SSL certificate. So you set that up in Mailingboss. I don't use Mailingboss 5 yet. I use regular Mailingboss. So we'll just come over here, go to domains. So we're going to create a new one. Now this is where, because I use Gmail, this information is not necessarily what we want in the back end. So this, yes, but this domain key, we're going to be using a different way to set this up. Same with the SPF record. So what we'll do over here is we'll go back into the DNS and I'm going to refresh this and see if it's pointed yet. That's already pointing over here, which is pretty cool. So we have an SSL error. So what we want to do is go back to domains and just click on enable SSL. So that takes up to about half an hour, I think they say, but for the time being, we're going to set up these DNS records. So I use Gmail because Google support is really good. In fact, I think it's better than Builderall's. So we're just going to go continue. In fact, this will put some records in there for us. So what we're going to do is over here for quick actions, we're going to go use email in Google, and then that's going to put some MX records in there for us. Okay, so then we're going to go manage DNS. Now this is where the process gets a little bit confusing. But what we need to put in there is a DKIM record, make sure the DMARC record's in there, and the SPF record. That's extremely important for sending. So the DMARC's been put in there now. That's really good. So we need a SPF, which is added in there by Builderall. So what we're going to do, or what I do, is I speak with Google support. If you have a custom domain with Google, all you want to do is go over here and go into admin. So what I would actually recommend is you come up here to help and contact support. Google Workspace, and just say something like that. So I need help setting up my DKIM and SPF records and to evaluate my domain for sending. So they're gonna have access to different tools that they use in the back end to tell you the quality of your domain. So I'd go through this process. What they're gonna tell you to do, well, no, we'll go, this didn't help, continue to support. So you wanna get them on chat. Okay, chat, continue. And then you have that conversation with them. And this is really good because you can learn about the process here and you can copy and paste your records over to Builderall. The SPF record, Builderall have to implement for you, but it's not the same record that Builderall have in their record setup when you enter your domain into the back end of Mailingboss. So if you're still with me, we go to Apps, Google Workspace, Gmail, Authenticate Email. So you want to select your domain. And then generate new record. So you saw before that there was a record that was a DKIM for Mailingboss. I'll bring it up on the screen. Okay, so I had that spelt wrong. I'll fix that up now. Make sure you spell things right. So this is one of the records that they're telling you to paste in there, but we're not going to use that because we're using Gmail. Again, if you're just using the back end of Builderall, that's fine. I much prefer the Gmail inbox because I can get notifications direct to my phone, and I can respond to people a lot easier rather than logging into Builderall and having to do it all that way. I prefer this. So we're not going to use that. We're going to use this one. So I'm just going to hide me. So first thing we want to do is put it in this way. The SSL certificate's still working, obviously because I spelled it wrong, so I've fixed that up. Just going to manage DNS. Continue. So we're going to go add. Now it's a TXT record, TXT. The host is the domain key, and then this part here is the record value. So we want to save that. Now once that's done, start authentication. Now what you're going to want to get Builderall to update for you is your SPF record. So the SPF record is going to look like this. This is the conversation that I've had with Google already. So what you need to do is get that added in there as an SPF record. So we just need to contact support. And you can open a ticket or do it as a chat. So go into support. And we'll just log a ticket. And just send them something like that. So once that's all been done, what I usually do is I go back to a conversation with Google and I'll ask them to check it. And just say that I just need a quick hand checking my DNS records for email sending via my autoresponder, which Mailingboss from Builderall. This is not my issue. So I always want to get into a chat with them because it's just so much faster. So that's what you do. Once my SSL is sorted and I've had Builderall add that SPF record, I'll come back to this video. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we need to warm up our email. So what this is going to do is send signals to all the email servers that the mail that we're sending is not spam. The way this works is they have a collection of inboxes and they use some automated emailing and sending on your behalf from your inbox. Anything that lands in spam or promotions, they'll move it into the inbox for you. So then when you start sending your cold emails, or when you use, if you're using single opt-ins, this is a really good way to make sure it lands in the right spot. This will help you. So go to quickmail.io. This is it here. This is a free service. So there are other ones like Lemwarm is one of them that's quite good, but it costs you $30 a month or something like that. So this is free. And it seems to work quite well. I've run a couple of campaigns warmed up through Quickmail and it seems to be going well. I'm going to do some case studies and split testing, but that's going to take a bit more time, a couple of weeks. So go up, start your trial, and it stays free. So it's a free account. They do have some automations and things like that you can upgrade and pay for. We don't need to do that. We're just using the warm-up feature, which stays free. So this is your dashboard. So what we want to do is come down into settings, inboxes, and you can see that I've got 2 added here. So if you click over here and go to auto warmer, so I'm sending 25 daily emails and that will ramp up to that level. And you can see what it's doing here. So it's got emails landed in inbox, emails in other folders, emails in spam. So nothing's going to spam at this point. There's a couple in other inboxes and they'll be getting moved. So there's a couple in other like promotions folders and stuff like that. Other folders, there it is. And they're being moved into the correct folders. So that's for that particular account. And this is in the warm-up phase at the moment. So I haven't sent any emails from this particular account. So this is just getting a total warm-up. So that's looking pretty good so far. It's only been going for a couple of days. You generally want to let this run for at least 10 days. That's kind of the rule of thumb that I've worked with. It's worked quite well. I know a lot of people that do cold emails for advertising agencies, and that's how long they'll run it for and let it slowly ramp up, gradually ramp up over time. So we'll set up another inbox here. So you just go into settings and right here for inboxes, just go add inbox. So because I'm using a Google inbox, it's going to add quite easily, or you've got your Microsoft and you can do some custom ones over here. This is why I prefer to use Google. Everything just integrates with Google and they've got a really strong reputation. So if you're using a custom domain from Google and you've got your records set up, this should be really easy. And it's very effective. Okay, so because I use an alias within my Gmail account, this is the email that I've had to log in with, that I've had to add as an inbox here. However, when we go into that and look at sending, I alter this so it's terry@marketingacademy.org. If you don't know what an email alias is, don't worry. All you'll need to do is use whatever G Suite you've got. Add that, then you want to come in and go to the auto warmer, join auto warmer group. So the maximum you can actually send on the free plan is 10 a day, but we'll put it at 25 anyway, because that's the maximum that they will ever send. And then that should start going out shortly. So you can come back and check in the next day. But like I said, leave that run, I'd say at least 10 days. And that should boost your deliverability for your email campaigns. Feel free to split test it and reach out to me and let me know what your results are. Even use the inbox within Mailingboss, and if you want to split test that against Gmail, feel free to do so. I think I'm going to do something like that, so I can put together another video on that and see what the results are, if there's a difference. But if you're spending money on solo ads or lead generation, then you really want to be sure your emails are landing in the right spot, so we can track them, which happens through Builderall anyway. but this will also let you know how your warm-up's going too. So that's the video for now. Look out for the next case study. Like, share, subscribe. Please leave a comment if you like the content and ask any questions too. Thank you.